Hello dear students, welcome back to GDC Class English, especially for the GDC weekly test where you have a 50 MCQs on a specific topic. Okay, focusing on all examination, we have prepared this series and you know very well what to do. So for more such content, do subscribe our channel and say to your friends. Okay, come on. So coming to the today's topic, I'm going to discuss a 50 important MCQs on glycosides. After the alkaloids, the glycosides takes place an important role and they have a broader classification and they do exhibit a lot of pharmacological properties. They do exhibit a pharmacological properties right after alkaloids. Okay, yes, without any delay, let's start our session. First question of the series, and yes, you know very well what to do. Okay, come on. First question. Okay, the following are the properties of glycosides. Following are the properties of glycosides. P. Glycosides are crystalline or amorphous substances. Q. These are soluble in water and dilute alcohol. And R. A glycon is responsible for the therapeutic activity of drug. And yes, glycosides are insoluble in organic solvent. Now tell me which choose the correct combination of the statement. A. P and Q are true. S and R are false, and B, P and Q. Okay, so P and R are true, and Q and S are false. And option C, P, Q, R and S are true. Okay, and P, Q, R and S all are false. So now tell me the right answer. Coming down without any delay. Okay, yes, coming to the right answer. Undoubtedly, the right answer will be option C, which means all are true. All are true. Clear. So where glycosides are crystalline and amorphous compounds, and they are soluble in water and dilute alcohol only, they are not soluble in the, inorganic solvents, organic solvents. They are not soluble in the organic solvents, fine. They're not soluble in the organic solvents, but in this, glycosides contain glycol and ecglycol moiety. The glycosides contain glycol and ecglycol moiety, which means non-sugar moiety here. And yes, this ecglycol moiety is responsible for the therapeutic activity. That is true. That is true. So option C is correct. So now you can see here itself. Glycoside contain the glycol moiety and ecglycol moiety. It is known as non-sugar moiety. And yes, it is responsible for the therapeutic property. But whereas sugar moiety is responsible for the absorption and transportation of this ecglycol moiety. For better absorption and transportation, sugar molecule will help, or glycol molecule will support. And yes, coming to the properties, most of the glycosides are their colorless crystalline compounds as like the alkaloids, and also amorphous substances. But there are some exceptional drugs. There are some exceptional glycosides which are colored in nature. That is red, orange color. Like flavoglycosides are yellow in color. Clear? So anthracene glycosides are mostly red and orange in color, but whereas flavoglycosides are yellow in color, because flavon or flavus means yellow in color Latin. But whereas they soluble in the water and dilute solutions or dilute solvents. Clear? But whereas they are insoluble in the chloroform ether, which means they are insoluble in the organic solvent. That's the reason they are all the statements are correct. They are not soluble in the organic solvents. Yes, and yes, they do optically they are also active, which means LIVO or more active. LIVO or more active. Clear? Yes. So that's about the properties of the glycoside. So option C is correct. Next question. Glycosidic bond is formed between, yes, glycoside is bound. Glycosidic bond. In generally, the glycoside contains sugar moiety and non-sugar moiety. Non-sugar moiety is known as ecglycol moiety. We know very well what is known as glycol moiety. These two are connected by a bond called glycosidic bond. This bond may be by sulfur, oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon. Clear? But so the question is, it is formed in between the which two atoms? Either the anomeric carbon, anomeric carbon of sugar and hydroxyl group of alcohol, hydroxyl group of sugar and carboxyl group of alcohol, aldehyde group of sugar and amino group of alcohol, and ketone group of sugar and thione group of alcohol. Now you need to post the answer. Yes. Mostly in general statement. So sugar moiety and non-sugar moiety. Hydroxyl group from the sugar moiety, and hydrogen from the non-sugar moiety. Hydroxyl group from the sugar moiety and hydrogen from the non-sugar moiety, they together they yields a water molecule. This is a basic phenomenon. But in detail, they're asking about in which carbon they are taking. Yes, obviously. So, in the non-sugar moiety, the hydrogen should be selected. Okay, the hydrogen should be taken. Clear. So, but that carbon, that cyclic carbon which is present in the non-sugar moiety is known as anomeric carbon of the sugar. Is it clear, dear students? Let me tell you more clear. Okay. So, glycosides are comprised of two molecules, two moieties, sugar moiety and non-sugar moiety. Okay. From the sugar moiety, we are going to get our hydroxyl group. Clear? Okay. And yes, from the non-sugar moiety, we are going to get the hydroxyl group. Okay. H plus OH, it removes as a H2O. Okay. It removes as a H2O. But from which atom? From this hydroxyl is obtained from which atom? That's what they're asking. Let me tell you. Okay. Option E is correct. Okay. Anomeric carbon of sugar and hydroxyl group. Anomeric carbon of sugar and hydroxyl group of alcohol. Okay. So hydroxyl group of alcohol and anomeric carbon of the sugar. From these together, they yields. Okay, they yields the water molecule and they forms the glycoside. Yeah. Yes. What do you mean by anomeric carbon? It is nothing but a cyclic carbon. Okay. A carbon present in the cyclic structure. Okay. Yes, you can see here a glycosidic bond. Yes, they're asking that in which they are formed. The question is that glycosidic bond is formed between the anomeric carbon and hydroxyl group. Anomeric carbon and the hydroxyl group. Anomeric carbon plus hydroxyl group. Okay, clear? Anomeric carbon plus hydroxyl group. Clear? So thereby they form a glycoside linkage. To remember, these are two important, very important bond moieties. Clear? Anomeric carbon and hydroxyl group, they will form the glycosidic bond. They will form the glycoside bond. Clear? And yes, these reactions, condensation reaction. Okay, this reaction is a condensation reaction, releasing the water molecule. Obviously, okay, hydrogen plus hydroxyl group will give the water molecule. Clear? So forming the COC linkage, O glycosides. Okay, example is barbeloin. Hello. Okay, so try to remember that glycoside linkage is formed between the anomeric carbon and the hydroxyl group. Okay, of alcohol. So that's it. So that's the right answer. Now the third question: which of the following paints is incorrectly matched? Here they gave the example of the drug and the classification. Okay. So now tell me, senna, anthraquinone glycosides, these are ascorbic glycoside, black mustard, a cyanophoric or cyanogenetic glycoside, and yes, ecoflavin glycosides. Tell me the right answer. Which is incorrectly paired? Which is incorrectly matched? Okay, undoubtedly, senna is a anthraquinone glycosides bond bracket test. Ristal is a cardiac glycoside, but whereas, okay, black mustard, I think this is the wrong answer. I mean, this is a incorrectly matched because it is a, okay, it is a
free version for non-commercial use.
Okay, yes. So where you can see black mustard is a isothiocyanate glycoside. So the black mustard is a isothiocyanate glycoside. The black mustard is isothiocyanate glycoside classification. So the option 3 is wrong. Okay, because isothiocyanate glycoside, black mustard is isothiocyanate, but it is not a cyanogenetic glycoside. So the classification of glycosides are very important. So in the cyanogenetic glycosides, we got bitter almond in that. Okay, cyanate is present, isothiocyanate is present. Okay, sorry, clear? Isothiocyanate glycosides classification is black mustard. Okay, so this is the wrong answer. Clear? Now, so try to remember the classification, very important. Classification questions are very much important. Next question. Okay, so barbeloin and senoside A can be categorized as and respectively C glycoside, O glycoside, O glycoside and C glycoside, and C glycoside and N glycoside, and O glycoside and N glycoside. Already I told you. Okay, so these are the glycoside linkage: sulfur, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen. These are the atoms which can create the glycoside bond in the glycosides. Okay, now tell me. So based on the glycosidic linkage, also we have categorized the drugs. Okay, so now they are asking about respectively in order, barbeloin and senoside. Which of the following is the right option? So I'll tell you one thing. Okay, senosides O, clear. So O glycoside, which means which of the following option has a second option for O? Okay, so here itself Okay, option A. Okay, so you know that already we know very well that O glycosides are best example for senna. So that either you need to find out one right answer, thereby you'll get the complete answer. So, based on the glycoside linkage, we have classified them into four types. Clear itself, okay? S, okay, O glycosides, senna and rhubarb, but whereas C glycosides, hello, okay? C for C cascara, C for C cocaine, O for senosides, senosides, okay? O, senosides. S for S glycosides for senegirine from black mustard. N glycosides means nucleosides, yeah? Yes. So option A is correct. So the classification based on the glycoside linkage is also very, very important. Clear? Yes. Next question. Match the following based on the drugs and their family. Match the following based on the drugs and their family. Clear? Yes. So Rosaceae family, Prunus amygdalis, Cruciferous family, Brassica species. Okay. Gentinaceae family Chirata. Okay. Drug Chirata and Acanthaceae galamec. So for such type of drugs, for such type of match the following questions, at least you need to find out one right option. So thereby you can get the hint behind the right answer. Okay. Yes. So let me tell you the right answer. What's the right answer? Okay. Invest some time. Invest some time on this question. Thereby you get the right answer. Okay. Fine. Yes. So option A is correct. Okay. A. Roses family. Prunus amygdalis. Okay. Bitter almond. Okay. And yes. Cruciferaceae, Brassica species, Gentinaceae, Chirata, Acanthaceae, galamec. Now you can see the family of the drugs. Okay. These are the families and their example of the drugs. Okay. Cruciferaceae are Brassica species. Rosaceae are Prunus amygdalis, bitter almond. Okay. Gentinaceae are Gentianaceae or gentian. Okay, Acanthaceae is galamec. Okay. And yes, try to take take a screenshot of this particular content because distribution of this glycoside is also very, very important. They'll ask you, okay, like how you can get the questions. Scleropraceae, Leptocynaceae, the families and their examples are very, very important. Okay. Yes. So now I'll move to the next question. Which of the following active constants show the strong fluorescence alkali? Which of the following, okay, active constants show the strong fluorescence in the alkali? Option A, anthrone, anthraquinone, anthranol, oxanthrone. What is the right answer? Yes, undoubtedly. Okay, it is an okay. Anthranol. Anthranol shows a strong fluorescence in alkali. Anthraquinone glycosides in the anthraquinone. Okay, in the anthraquinone glycosides they do contain anthranol, anthraquinone. Okay, anthrone, anthraquinone. Okay, so oxanthrone. These are the derivatives. Now you can see these are the okay derivatives of anthraquinone glycosides and these structures. Okay, but they do have a special features, special characteristics. Whereas the anthraquinone upon long storage it gets oxidized and hydrolyzed into oxanthrone because it's the oxidized derivative. That's the reason it is an oxanthrone. Okay, upon long storage it's got hydrolyzed and oxidized. That's the reason because it is oxidized, it is oxanthrone. Okay, and yes, anthraquinone, it is insoluble alkali and do not show strong fluorescence. Okay, from that anthrone we do get the dianthrone. But whereas this antranol shows a strong fluorescence. It is soluble in alcohol. Okay, it is soluble in alkali because it contains alcohol group. Okay, clear. So as it contains alcohol group or hydroxyl group already, clear. That's the reason it is soluble in alkali and shows a strong fluorescence. Clear. Yes. If it is soluble, it can also show the strong fluorescence. Yes. In order to show the strong fluorescence, it should be solubilized in alcohol. Sorry, alkali. Clear. Yes. So that's the right answer. So anthanol shows a strong fluorescence in strong fluorescence. Next question. Identify the wrong match drug with their family. Yes. Now tell me. Senna, 𝘋𝙀𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬 family. Rhubarb, 𝙂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬 family. 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬 family. And cascara, 𝘂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙬 family. Okay. Which of the following is the wrong match of the pair? Wrong match of the drug with their family. Okay. Comment down your answer. Do not forget. Okay. The right answer will be rhubarb, 𝙂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬 family. Rhubarb is 𝙂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬 family. That's the wrong answer because the rhubarb belongs to family Polygonaceae. Rhubarb is belongs to family Polygonaceae. So obviously cascara bark is Rhamnaceae family. Cascara. Okay, saccharine bark. Try to remember the synonyms. They are very, very important. Senna, we know already it is known as Alexandrian senna or Tinivellis senna. And yes, the family is Legumineaceae. It is a legume. Okay, it is obtained from two sources, 𝘂 angustifolia and 𝘂 cutifolia. And aloe is obtained from the 5 different sources. Okay, 𝘿𝙂𝙎𝑃𝑒𝑟𝑖DENTIS, 𝘿𝙂𝙎𝑃𝑒ROX, 𝘿𝑂 aloe vera, zengiberil. But all these are belongs to family Liliaceae, Leguminosae, Liliaceae, Rhamnaceae. But whereas the Rua family is wrong, it is Polygonaceae. Clear? Not Apocynaceae. So that's the right answer. Now moving to the next question. Okay. So which of the following statements is true for anthraquinone glycosides? What are the special features? All anthracene derivatives responds positively for the bond reactive test. Anthracene gives similar colors as anthraquinones. Only oxidized forms gives a positive bond reactive test and the color reaction occurs in the acidic medium. Okay. Which of the following statement is true for anthraquinone glycosides? So while you're studying about the classification of glycosides as well as alkaloids, you should definitely remember the physical properties, physicochemical properties. Okay. Yes. Right answer will be yes. Only oxidized forms gives a positive for bond excess. That's the reason. Okay, that's the reason. This is for identification of anthraquinone glycosides. We use modified bond excess. Modified bond excess. But if you want to confirm its presence based on the bond excess, what you need to do? They should be oxidized. They should be oxidized. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So anthraquinone glycosides are laxative glycosides. We know very well like 𝘿𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬. Okay. Yes. But whereas this anthrones and anthrones does not give a positive test for the bond fragments. That's what I told you. Okay. That does not give us a positive test for bond fragments. But whereas when you oxidize them to anthraquinones, then only they'll give you the positive test for the bond test. Yeah. And also in generally in the test, when you perform the bond test, okay, anthraquinone glycons form a pink, red, or violet in the alkaline solution. Okay, when you perform this bond test, it gives a pink or red or violet color that you can indicate or you can confirm the presence of the anthraquinone glycosides. Yeah, and yes, and it's through the formation of colored anthraquinones also. Whereby they form such and change the color into red, violet, or pink color. There you confirm the presence of anthraquinone glycosides. But you need to remember that no anthraquinone glycosides gives a positive results for bond test until unless it is oxidized. Okay. Yes. So try to remember that only oxidized forms of anthraquinone glycosides can give a positive results for bond test. Okay. Next question. Alkana or 𝙂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙬𝙁 radix is obtained from the plant. So what is the source of the Alkana plant or 𝙂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙬𝙁 radix? Alkana tinctoria, Anchusa officinalis, Borago officinalis, and Symphytum officinalis. Symphytum officinalis, Borage officinalis, Anchusa officinalis, and Alkana tinctoria. What is the right answer? And how did we see? So the plant names, that's what I told you. So sometimes the plant names and most of the plant names, most of the plants, common names, they are written from the genus name Alkana. Okay, clear. Ginger official is ginger. Ginger, we know that the common name for this particular rhizome is ginger. Okay, but whereas that name ginger is taken from the genus name, like how okay, there are some hints which are lying in between the terms itself. Okay, so that's the right answer. You see, alkana root. This is alkana root. Okay, it is known as alkanet or alka root. Okay, alkanet. And you say radix is the dry root of Alkana tinctoria. Okay, family Boraginaceae are found in the Hungary and southern Europe and Turkey. Southern Europe and Turkey. Okay, and yes, it is mainly used to tinctoria, tincture. That's the reason. See, do you know Hold 𝘿𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎 common name, 𝘂𝙬𝙎 genus name is Hold antidysenterica. So the genus, the species name of the plant, sometimes they used to give based on the pharmacological action. Yes, antidysenterica. Antidysenterica means so it is used to treat the amoebic dysentery. That's the reason. So there how they give the names to some plant species name. Okay, like up here. Okay, it is a Alkana tinctoria. Tincture is mainly used to coloring the oils and also tars in form of tincture. Tincture for the microscopical detection of oil and fats. Yeah, so that's how. So look at this plant. Look at this flowers. How beautiful they are. Yeah. So which means they have the color pigments, strong color pigments. Flowers are rich in that. If any flower or root or fruit is have a strong color, that means it's having a flavonoid, strong flavonoids in it. Okay. Yes. So now moving to the next question. Okay, do subscribe and share to your friends, dear students. Okay, we have more content are waiting for you. Next. Evidence shows the presence of unicellular and thick wall warty trichomes in the microscopic characteristics feature of which drug. Okay. So while covering the glycosides, okay. So we have discussed some of the important features. See, it is not possible to remember all the pharmacokinesis, all the microscopy of the drugs, but we need to remember some special features in terms of the drugs. Okay, so no need to go through all the microscopical features of the drugs, but if you remember at least some specific and unique microscopical feature containing drugs, that will be easy, that change the game. Clear? Yes. So now tell me, in which of the following glycoside drugs you can see the thick walled warty trichomes? Such type of terms will be helpful for you. Warty trichomes. Okay. So what is the right answer? I know the right answer will be clear. It is in the senna. Okay, warty trichomes are only found in senna itself. Okay, yes, you can see. Okay, thick warty trichomes have been seen. You see, evidence contain unicellular, conical, and thick walled warty trichomes have been seen. Yeah, and also it contains a parasitic or rubaceous type of stomata. Okay, and yes, these are the two different values for Alexander senna and Tinian. Okay, so this is a binary number for Indian senna is 19.5 and 22.5, and whereas Arakan senna is more. Okay, because the surface of this one, the vein surface is for Alexander senna is more. Okay, and somatic index is for Indian senna 70 to 20, and whereas for Alexander senna 11.4 to 13.3. Okay, balance ratio is a bit lower in Indian senna and more in Alexander senna. Try to remember that. V-mediated balance ratio is very much higher in Alexander senna, but whereas only one unique feature, stomach index is higher in Indian senna. Okay, and also it contains a cluster sheath also present in it. Cluster sheath. Okay, cluster sheath of 𝘋𝙀𝘼𝙏 is also present, and cluster sheath of crystals is also a characteristic feature for the senna. Clear? Yes. So this is a TS and the ventral surface of senna leaf. Okay. Yes. So warty trichomes are seen in senna. Next question. The FeCl3 in the modified bond register primarily facilitate the cleavage of to break CC bond with in phenolic compounds, to break CO bond within a phenolic compound, to dissolve chlorophyll, and to separate organic layer. You can eliminate the last two options. I think. Do you agree with my statement? Right? Yes. So, undoubtedly, tell me the right answer. What is the right answer? Yes. Okay. Fine. So the right answer will be option. Okay, A. But because already we have seen modified bond triggers, bond trigger stress is mainly used to break, break the bond between, this one. But whereas the modified bond trigger is mainly to break the bond between C and C, because in the bond triggers we have already seen oxidize from firstly the anthracene should be oxidized. Okay, so if it contains oxygen only, then only it can cleave the compounds. It facilitates the cleavage. But whereas the modified bond stress is to break the C and C bond within the phenol compounds. Clear? Yes.
Created with free version for non-commercial.
Clear? Yes. So this is a difference between the modified bond triggers and modified bond triggers and modified bond triggers. That's what it will. Okay, it is mainly for the reduction of C and O glycosides, and it is mainly for the reduction of the C and C glycoside. Okay, so the test will be mostly similar. But additionally, just we are adding. Okay, just we are adding an FeCl3 solution. That's the only difference. Okay, that's the only difference we had. Clear? So until everything is similar, but actually what we are adding here, so FeCl3 solution is the only difference. Yeah. So we need to take the same ml of sample, and yes, the ml of extract and dilute H2SO4. Here also we will dilute H2SO4. Okay. But additionally we are adding FeCl3 solution. Okay. And just after that, we simply boiling for 5 minutes, and after boiling filtrate to that cold filtrate. What we need to add? We need to add benzene and chloroform, and thereby separates organic layer and add an ammonia, and thereby ammonia layer turns into pink or red color. But what makes a difference? FeCl3. Okay, addition of FeCl3 is the only difference that we had. Okay. So next question. Cascade bark should be used after 1 year of its collection as freshly collected bark can contains. Okay, option A contains anthranol derivatives which cause gripping and epileptic effect. And B contains harmful insect and microbes contain 𝘂𝙬𝙎 derivatives which cause conversions. It is a very bitter taste which would be changes to sweet taste in 1 year. Okay, and the bitter taste changes from sweet taste in 1 year. What is the right answer? What is the right answer? Yes. Do you remember only one option? Cascade bark can cause a gripping effect. Okay. If they should be they should be used after 1 year of collection. They should be shown at least 1 year after collection. Otherwise, it can cause a gripping effect, gripping and emetic effect, gripping and emetic effect. So if you are not storing that particular bark, cascade bark within 1 year, okay, you need to face a emesis and gripping effect. Yeah. Yes. So cascade bark is known as saccharine bark, saccharine bark, and chitin bark. It is obtained from the dried bark of Rhamnus pulsion of family Rhamnaceae. Okay. And yes, the freshly colored cascade bark should be stored for 1 year. Otherwise, you need to face gripping and emetic effect. Okay. Yes. So why? Because while the conversion, while the storage, this anthranol, which can cause a gripping effect. Okay, this anthranol is present in it. That can cause a gripping and emetic effect. That is oxidized into anthraquinones. So thereby it shows a less gripping and emetic effect. So that's the reason it should be stored to convert the anthranol into anthraquinone. Thereby it produces a less gripping effect. Okay, and yes, the lactone present in the drug make it bitter. Okay. Yes. So next question. Come on. Which pair of glycons is uniquely associated with the combination of rhubarb and senna? Which pair of glycons is uniquely associated with the combination of rhubarb and senna? Chrysoquinone and amodin, franulamide and rain, 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑚 and rain, and chrysophenic acid and 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝑚𝑖N. What is the right answer? Tell me, dear friends. Come on. Do not forget to mention your answers in the comment box. Okay. So undoubtedly the right answer will be option C, 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛 and rain. We have seen this one in so many times. Okay, 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛 and rain, because it's an anthraquinone glycosides. Okay, yes. Let me tell you, yes, anthraquinone with the carboxylic acid, anthraquinone with the carboxylic acid. So that is rain and glucurane. Okay, 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛 and rain. Okay, here. So in the rhubarb also what they contain? 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛 and rain. So yes. So after that, what they contain? So anthraquinone with carboxylic acid, without carboxylic acid, and these are all the chemical ones. These are all the chemical ones of rhubarb. Okay, they have rain, 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛, chrysoquinone. Okay, amodin. Okay, amodin, 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛. Okay, amodin and 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛. Yeah. So these are the two combinations that you have. Next. So these are senna glycosides, senna chemical constants, senna said A, B, C, D. Okay, and these are amodin and 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛. Okay, yeah, amodin and 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛. Senna said C contain amodin and 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛. In rhubarb also we do contain rain and 𝘿𝙄𝙎𝘾𝙄𝑖𝑛. Clear? Yes. So in anthraquinone glycosides, it is a common combination. Identify the correct statement about the yellow varieties. So statement 1, Cape yellow variety appears as a transparent brown and angular or irregular fragments. Statement 3, Zanzibar yellow exhibits irregular lumps in which a molecular masks are embedded. Statement 3, Socophile yellow is fragments consisting of a large number of very small needles and slender prisms. So which statement is correct? So for that, okay, while you are covering the yellow barbadensis, yellow species, okay, Liliaceae family, that glycoside, okay, you should definitely know the difference between the different species of yellow. Okay, so the right answer will be option B. Statement 1 and 2 are correct. Only 1 and 2 are correct. Clear? So because you can see here itself. Okay, so 𝘎𝑗 okay, and fragments consisting of large number of very small needles and slender prisms. Okay, and whereas what statement is wrong here? Statement 3, Socophile yellow is fragments consisting of a large number of small needles. Okay, Socophile yellow. But whereas large prisms, not needles. Clear? You can see here large prisms are there. But in the question, in the statement they gave needles. Okay, small needles. No small needles are there. Only large prisms. Large prisms they do contain. Okay, they contain large prismatic structures in there. Okay, in these structures. That's the major difference. Okay. Yes, statement 3 is wrong. 1 and 2 is right. Next, which of the following statement is correct about aloe? Aloe juice or lattice is present in the pericyclic cells of the leaf 𝘿𝙄𝙎 is present in the mucilaginous parenchyma. Calcium oxalate crystals are upset. 𝘿𝙄 is responsible for the pyrito action. Okay, now tell me what is the right answer. Okay, I think option C. Yes. Okay, tell me what is the right answer. What's the correct statement? PQS, PQ, only PQ. Okay, and Q and RS and D, all the statements. What is the right answer? Okay, so the right answer will be PQS only, PQS only, PQS. Okay, R statement is wrong. Calcium oxalate crystals are absent. That statement is wrong here. Okay, so because 𝘿𝙄 contains contains the calcium crystals in the parenchyma. They present in the parenchyma. Here itself in the miscellaneous parenchyma, we do contain calcium oxalate crystals. Okay, except all are correct. Clear? So miscellaneous parenchyma is there. It is present in the pericyclic fiber. Okay, 𝘿𝙄 is present in the miscellaneous cells, but it do contain calcium crystals, especially in the parenchyma. Okay, yes. Next question. Rhubarb shows star spots under microscopy because of the which of the following reason? Medullary rays expands rapidly, forming star-shaped cavities. Xylem vessels are lignified and cracked in star pattern. Abnormal vascular bundles create a star-shaped medullary rays and calcium oxalate crystals arranged in a radial group. So, what is the right answer? Okay, star spots. The star spots is due to abnormal vascular bundles and create a star-shaped. Abnormal vascular bundles create a star-shaped medullary rays. Okay, so that usually appears as a star spots under the microscope. Okay, so yes, you can see. So the star spots. The rhubarb shows the presence of star spots, which indicates a abnormal vascular bundle. In such a vascular bundle, the medullary rays appears as a star shape. Okay, and also they contain cluster crystals of calcium oxalates. Cluster crystal of calcium oxalate. And yes, it is known as 𝘂𝙋𝙬𝙎, and yes, it is obtained from the 5 different species family, 𝘂𝙂𝙎 family. Okay, yes. Next. Upon hydrolysis, the 𝘂𝙂𝙎 acid found in root Rubia tinctorum yields. Okay, upon hydrolysis, the 𝘂𝙂𝙎 acid. Okay, 𝘂𝙂𝙎 acid found in root of Rubia tinctorum yields alizide and glucose, chrysophenol and rhamnose, alizide and primivores, and grain and fructose. So, what is the right answer? So, upon hydrolysis, the 𝘂𝙂𝙎 acid found in gives alizide and primivores. So, yes, to the root of Rubia tinctorum, rubiaceae, was formerly grown in large quantities as a dye of S. It is known as madder. Madder root is then a madder root, okay, which is a dye, coloring dye. Okay, but has been almost completely replaced by the synthetic grass. Initially, it is a natural dyeing agent. Okay, madder, red color. Okay, and yes, but it contains several anthraquinone glycosides. The chief one is 𝘂𝙂𝙎ic acid. Upon hydrolysis gives alizide and primivores. It is a dye. Okay, it is a coloring dye. Carbon is chemically a sodium salt of carbonic acid, aluminum calcium, lake of carbonic acid, 𝚒-glycoside of anthraquinone, and reduced form of cocaine. What's the right answer? Carbon is chemically. So, carbon is chemically, it is known as aluminum and calcium lake of carbonic acid. So, it is obtained from the insects. See, so we have 5 different sources of drugs: plants, animals, marine, mineral, microbes, and tissue culture, and goes on, right? And yes, 6 sources we can consider. But whereas from the animal, from insect source, we do get the medicinally active dyes are there. Okay, so cocaine is an insect. Initially, from this particular insect, red scale insect, we do prepare our dyes. Okay, yeah. So red scale insect coccus is obtained from the dried larva of Coccus cacti, Coccidae family. Okay. And yes, it is obtained from the aluminum calcium lake. Clear? Yes. So when we take 10% of the carbonic acid, okay, so from that we can get the red coloring matter. Clear? So it is produced by treating the cochineal extract with the alum and lime salt. So when you take this carbonic acid extract and when you add alum and lime salt, then you get the red coloring matter. Okay. And also it is used in the photography due to red color. It is used in the photography due to the red color. That's the use. Yes, next. Match the following based on the test and the reagent: 𝘂𝙎 test, Kedis test, Raymond test, and 𝘿𝙄𝙎 test. Okay. So tell me the right answer. Should know about the reagents. Sometimes they may ask reagent based questions also, so that you should definitely remember 𝘂𝙎 test, Kedis test, Raymond test, and 𝘿𝙄𝙎 test. So what is the right answer? Yes. So the right answer will be option A. Okay, Baldi test sodium picrate solution. This test. Okay. 3,5-dinitrobenzoic gas plus KOH. Raymond test. Okay. Withdrawal plus M-dinitrobenzene and 𝘂𝐿𝐾𝐿 is nothing but alcohol plus lead estate plus H2SO4 and FeCl3. Okay. Yes. So try to remember the reagents of the specific test. It is also very important. Okay, next. So these are the important identification tests for cardiac glycosides, Raymond test, Baldi test. Okay, and yes. So from this point, especially 𝘂𝐿𝐾𝐿 test. Okay, so 𝘂𝐿𝐾𝐿 test is used to identify which of the following component they'll ask. Okay, so based on the digitoxo sugar, only they are going to identify the cardiac glycoside. Okay, clear? So 𝘂𝐿𝐾𝐿 test is mainly to identify the sugar, digitoxo sugar or deoxo sugar. Okay, yes. Legal test and antimony trichloride test. These are all the tests for the cardiac glycosides. Okay, yes, next. Lenotoside, a glycoside. Okay, on hydrolysis scales. Okay, it is nothing but a distilled glycoside. It is a distilled glycoside. Okay, but chemically known as lenotoside A glycoside. But upon hydrolysis gives desoxygenin 2, desoxose, 3 acetyl desoxose and glucose. This is deoxygenin, okay, and 2 desoxose and 3 acetyl desoxose and glucose, deoxygenin and 2 desoxose and 3 acetyl desoxose, and D, digitoxygenin and 2 deoxose and 3 acetyl deoxyxose plus glucose. Tell me what is the right answer. Okay, so 20th question. The right answer will be, okay, upon hydrolysis gives a digitoxygenin plus 2 deoxyxose sugar molecules plus 3 acetyl deoxyxose and glucose. You can see these are the molecules. Okay, lenotoside A. Okay, lenotoside A gives digitoxygenin plus 3 digitoxose plus 1 acetyl deoxyxose plus 1 glucose for more such type of content. So this particular this content, this information is we got from we have inserted from our modules, okay, from our navigator module series. Okay, we are keeping the link for the GDC module series and for the GDC modules in the description below. We have mentioned this link in the description below. Go and purchase from it. Go and get those modules from the link which is mentioned in the description. Okay, yes. So obviously we have clearly mentioned that about distilled is chemical compounds. Okay, lenata, desoxygenin and 3 desoxose. Okay, yes. Next question. Choose the characteristics of distilled leaves. It contains a dorsiventral leaf with the anamocytic stomata and 𝘂𝐿𝐾𝐿 present in upper and lower epidermis and pericyclic part. Okay, and it has sclerenchyma and calcium oxalate crystals and collapsed cell covering trichome. So what is the right answer? What is the right answer? Okay, so undoubtedly the right answer will be, okay, so option A, P is true because it contains a dorsal ventral leaf with anamocytic stomata. The distance contains anamocytic stomata. Okay, Q is true. It contains sclerenchyma present in the upper and lower epidermis in the pericyclic part. Okay, but R is false. Okay, it has sclerenchyma and calcium oxalate crystals. It doesn't have the sclerenchyma. Okay, and yes, collapsed cells covering trichomes are present in it. You can see the structure. So this is the structure. Okay, so calcium oxalate crystals are absent. Clear? Yes. So that's a major difference. It contains anamocytic stomata. Okay, anamocytic stomata. Yeah, and also they contain collapsed covering trichomes. Okay, and also they contain sclerenchyma. Okay, and it's a dorsiventral leaf. It is a dorsiventral leaf. Clear? Yes. So this is a microscopy. Yes. Next. Two of the following attributes are recognition to the natural drug obtained from the squill. It contains sucrose stomata is a typical microscopic feature of Indian squill. Nitrous acid is test performed for the identification. Rapids of calcium oxalate are present. It contains C23 steroid ring. Identify the correct statement. Q and R, P and R, P and Q and P and S. So, dear students, do not forget to mention your answers. Okay? Clear? Yes. So the right answer will be P and R. P and R only contains surplus stomata and also rapids of calcium crystals. Okay, clear? So these are the two important features. It contains surplus stomata and rapids of calcium crystals. Along with squill. Okay, squill and colchicum. These are the two species contains circular stomata. Okay, colchicum and squill contains circular stomata. Try to remember colchicum. Okay, alkylamine. It's alkylamine. Okay, the squill is known as Cinna or Zingalpias. Okay, it is obtained from two species. Okay, Argynia indica, Argynia martima. Indica, it is an Indian species. Okay, Indian squill, Argynia martima, both are belong to family Liliaceae. Liliaceae. Clear? Satwa stomata and rafets of calcium crystals are the characteristic features of Indian squill. Yes. Next, choose the correct hydrolysis product of silarin A. Okay, it is a chemical concept of squill. Okay, upon hydrolysis, silarin A gives pro-silarin A and glucose, silarin A and silagose, that is glucose and rannose, silarin A and rannose, and pro-silarin A and rannose. So, what is the right answer? Upon hydrolysis of silarin A, what it gives? It gives undoubtedly, okay, option A, that is pro-silarin A and glucose. Pro-silarin A and glucose. Clear? So it gives a pro-silarin A and glucose. Clear? So mainly silarin A contains, squill contains silarin A and B. Okay. And yes, upon hydrolysis gives pro-silarin A and glucose it yields. Clear? Yes. And also it is a steroidal structure. Squill. Next, a glycone part of thymidine A is desoxygenin, okay, canozenin, zetoxygenin, and canozenol. Thymidine, okay. Yes. So right answer will be, what is the right answer? Tell me. Come on, dear students, post it. Okay. Yes. The right answer will be canozenin. Okay, because zetoxygenin and desoxygenin both are for the digitals. Okay. Yes. Canozenin. Yes, it is known as yellow lavender, yellow oleander. Very important. Lucky nut tree. Yellow oleander and lucky nut tree. Okay. And thymidine is obtained from the Thymidium nerifolia family Apocynaceae. Okay. And yes, it contains thymidine A and B. Clear. And yes, the active constant, the agglutinin moiety is canozenin. Okay. Thymidine A contains canozenin. Thymidine A contains canozenin. Sugar moiety is L-thymidose and L2 moles of T-glucose. Okay, clear? So canozenin is a molecule or a glycan part of thymidine, but also this digitoxygenin along with the distalis. Okay, in thymidine B also we can find this digitoxygenin. Clear? And also same digitoxygenin will be the glycan part for the nerifolin. Okay. Yes, but the uses of this inhibitor is mainly obviously, okay, it is a cardiac glycoside. And also it's used as a catalytic, emetic, and abortifacient. Okay, and also it has a high degree of therapeutic index. Okay, but in the marketed formulation it is available as a N-coordinate. Very important. Okay, in Germany it is available in which form or which brand name? Okay, N-coordinate. Try to remember that N-coordinate. Okay, half of the question has been completed. Come on, you're great. You're giving your best. Okay, come on. The 25th question. Indian spider plant can be used as synonym for which of the following? Safed Musli, okay, Anantamur, and Raptonic Ruba and Soleria. What's the right answer? Okay, so Indian spider plant synonyms are very important for such type of specific and interesting name should be remembered. Indian spider plant is mainly for the Safed Musli or white Musli. Okay, Musli. Okay, and it is a dried inner root. Okay, it consists of the dried peel tuberous roots. Peel inner tuberous roots, plant known as, okay, Chlorophytum bornevillum. Chlorophytum bornevillum family, Liliaceae. Indian spider plant and white Musli. Safed Musli. Okay, you understand the pattern. Try to understand the pattern how they are asking question. Next, 26th question. The following statement describes the characteristic of Senegal root. It contains a band of enlarged phloem giving rise to keep. An Indian Senegal, okay, polygonal sinuses does not contain saponin. Rapids of calcium crystals are present, and characteristic order of the Senegal is due to Senegal. Okay, so identify the correct parameters on correct statements. PQR, PQS, and which of the following is the right answer? Come on, comment down. Okay, you should be very quick because you have a stipulated time. You have very less time while you're solving the questions. Okay, your examination question will be divided into sections. So each question has a specific time, so that quick. So right answer will be, okay, option B, P, Q, and S are the true according to the Senegal rule. Okay, true according to, but when the jar it does not contains, okay, rapids of calcium crystals are present is a false statement. Clear? And yes, It doesn't contain the rapid type of crystals. Okay, it doesn't contain rapid type of crystals. But whereas it contains enlarged phloem is there, central parenchymal split is there, clear? And yes, so Seneca is known as snake root or rattlesnake root, and separate from the Polygon Seneca and Polygalaceae family. Okay, this enlarged phloem is there. It doesn't contain rapid calcium crystals. Next question. Yes, you can see sand again. Okay, polycarbonate. These are the chemical also. That's two saffron glycosides that triterpenoid nature are senein and polygalic acid. They'll ask you, okay, what are the triterpenoidal, okay, triterpenoid saffron glycosides in the Seneca? Senein and polygalic acid. Senein and polygalic acid. When the senein upon hydrolysis gives a senein and senegenic acid and presenazine. Okay, and yes, it is derived from the senein too. But the sweet taste, this is a very, very important. They'll ask you, okay, what is the reason behind which of the following is responsible for the sweet taste? Polygalitol. Polygalitol is a responsible for the sweet taste of the Seneca root. Okay, and the order is due to the methyl salicylate. The order of the fertile help is due to the methyl salicylate. Okay, very, very important. This feature and this point is very, very important. Triterpenoidal saffron glycosides are senein and polygalic acid, but the sweet taste is due to the polygalic acid. Okay, yes. Next question. Cethaverin 1 contain which of the following as a glycone part? Which of the following is a sugar molecule for the cethaverin 1? 3 moles of glucose and 1 mole of rhamnose, 2 mole of glucose and 2 moles of rhamnose, 1 mole of glucose and 3 mole of rhamnose, and none of this. What is the correct match here itself? Okay, so the right answer will be, okay, under the 3 moles, cethaverin contains 3 moles of glucose and 1 mole of rhamnose. Okay, cethaverin 1 is a major saffron glycoside present in the cethaverin asparagus racemose. Okay, but whereas it contains 3 moles of glucose and 1 mole of rhamnose, but whereas it contains an active glycone molecule is sarsaparauxinin. Okay, sarsaparauxinin. Clear? Sarsaparauxinin. And yes, sugar moiety contains 3 moles of glucose and 1 mole of rhamnose. Okay, sorry. Which of the following statement regarding the 𝘂𝙬𝙎 is incorrect? Okay, triple-S. The chief components of 𝘂𝙬𝙎 are several samples such as diazinon, zitrazine, and chlorozine. Testosterone A and B are alkaloids responsible for the diuretic action. The drug contains not less than 0.5% of diazinon calculated on the dry basis. And fruits of 𝘂𝙬𝙎 are globose with hardy and spiny projections. Yes. Okay, they're asking about which is a false statement. It contains the fruits contain hard and spiky projections. Yes, 𝘂𝙬𝙎. Okay, and if the drug contains not less than 0.5% of diazinon. Okay, and yes, testosterone contain a diuretic action. So the right option will be, okay, it is a testosterone A and B are alkaloids responsible for the diuretic action. Okay, diuretic action. This statement is incorrect. Because you can see, okay, so testosterone A and testosterone E are triplosin. Yeah, but whereas here not testosterone A and B are the wrong option. Hence it contains diuretic property, but testosterone A and E are saponins here. So what they are in the question, what they have said, okay, testosterone A and B are alkaloids. No, they are not alkaloids. They are saponins. And also testosterone A and E are producing the diuretic action. Clear? So that's the reason it is a wrong option. That's the reason it is a wrong statement. Clear? So here itself. So that's the reason it's a spiky. Okay, pointy projection. That's known as puncture vine. Okay, puncture vine. 𝘂𝙬𝙎 contains that. This fruit contains puncture vine as pointed projections. That's the reason it is known as, okay, puncture vine or triple-S. It is obtained from the dried ripened fruits of triple-S fenestrase. Okay, yes. And 𝘂𝙎𝙎 family. Clear? And the fruits are globose containing 5 to 10 woody cocky each with 2 pairs of hard and sharp divergent spines. Okay, and it contains alkaloids are hermine and hermine are the alkaloids. Testosterone A and B are saponins. Clear? But where the alkaloids are here, hermine and hermine. Not testosterone A and B, they are saponins. Here, but in the question, in the option they have mentioned that testosterone A and B are the alkaloids. But here, hermine and hermine are the alkaloids. Yes, uses diuretic action. Next question. Okay, Acetoside on hydrolysis, acetoside and upon hydrolysis yields. Okay, acetic acid plus glucose plus rhamnose, mediacic acid, 2 glucose rhamnose, acetic acid, 1 glucose and 1 rhamnose, and medicacic acid and 1 glucose and 1 rhamnose. Okay, yes. So what is the right answer? Acetoside. What's the right answer? Okay, yes. So the right answer will be, okay, acetic acid plus 2 glucose plus rhamnose. It contains, okay, upon hydrolysis it gives acetic acid, 2 glucose and 1 rhamnose. Okay, yes, it is obtained on the 𝘿𝙂𝙎 or 𝘂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬. Okay, 𝘂𝙂𝙎𝙎. It mainly contains, it is happening glycoside in form of alpha amine derivatives, and it is comes under the, okay, and contains a triterpenoidal glycoside called acetoside, okay, and medicoside 1.0%. Clear? Yes. So acetoside upon hydrolysis gives acetic acid and 2 glucose and 1 rhamnose, 𝘿𝙂𝙀 or 𝘂𝙂𝙎. Yes. So yes, moving to the next 13th question. Come on, you're almost there. Do not give up. Ginsenosides differs from the peroxosides mainly because of ginsenosides contain. Okay, which one has a glycol part while peroxoside contain which one has a glycol part? Olenolic acid and damarol. Okay, damarol and olenic acid. Okay, peroxoside and penoxidol, and damarol and penoxidol. So what is the right answer here? Ginsenosides contain which one has a glycol part? Peroxosides contain which one has a, okay, which one has a glycol part? Okay, so I think the right answer will be B. Okay, so damarol is a glycol part for the ginsenosides, and olenic acid is a glycol moiety for the peroxoside. So that is the right answer. Okay, you can see. So this ginseng contains peroxosides and ginsenosides. It is known as ningen. Okay, ningen or human root. Okay, human body root, or it's known as human body root. Try to remember the synonym of this plant is very important. Human body root or ningen or penan. It is known as super tonic. It can heal most of the disease and it is an immunomodulating agent. Okay, its shape resembles the human body. Okay, its shape resembles with the human body, so called as anthropomorphic. Okay, anthro means humans. Okay, human. Yeah, morphic means morphology. So humans like morphology. That's the reason in human root. Okay, in this we have two types of ginseng: Panax ginseng and Korean ginseng. Okay, Panax japonica. Okay, Japanese ginseng. Panax noto ginseng. Panax quinquefolium family, Ardulaceae. Okay, Ardulaceae family. But whereas you can see in this peroxoside, we have oleic acid. In ginsenoside, damarol is a glycol moiety. But whereas in peroxoside, olenolic acid and penoxodiol and penoxotriol. Okay, so that's the reason option is right. Okay, yes. Next, Momotica charantia, Karela Bittagard belongs to which family? What is the family of Bittagard? Okay, Sereniaceae family, no. Cucurbitaceae, Rutaceae, and Asteraceae. Yes, very important. Its family is Cucurbitaceae family. The family is Cucurbitaceae. Okay, Karela or Bittagard is an anti-diabetic agent. Bittagard or Karela. It contains fresh green fruits of the plant known as Momotica charantia family Cucurbitaceae. It also contains cereudal saponin called charantin. Okay, charantin. Yes, it has that anti-diabetic property. And also momoticin contains cathartic principle. Momotic contains a cathartic principle. Clear? And yes, we know already it is mainly for the to treat the diabetes mellitus. Yes. Next, 32nd question. Which of the following pairs of the chemical concept of diaspora is incorrect? Okay. Which of the following chemical concepts pair of diaspora are incorrect? First one is smilagenin and cereudal glycoside. Smilagenin is a cereudal glycoside. Epismilagenin is a glycoside of diazenin. Yamogen is a beta isomer. Okay. And diazenin is a precursor of corticosteroid. So what is the right answer? Okay. Incorrect. What is incorrect match? Not the right match. Which one was the incorrect match? Which one is incorrect match? Yes, undoubtedly. Epismilagenin is a glycoside of diazenin. Okay. Yes, no, it is not at all. Because yes, we know already. Its chief concept diazenin, that is a sapozenin, and its glycoside is 𝘂𝙀𝙎𝑖𝑛, not 𝑃-𝘂𝙀𝙎𝑖𝑛. 𝘂𝙀𝙎𝑖𝑛, 𝘂𝙀𝙎𝑖𝑛 is synonymous yam or wild yam. Okay, it's a tuber. Okay, it's known as a rheumatism root. It's known as rheumatism root because of its pharmacological property. It's known as rheumatism root, and it's a tuber. That's the reason known as yam or wild yam. Okay, 𝘂𝙂𝙂𝙎𝑖𝑛, 𝘂𝙂𝙎𝑖𝑛. Okay, 𝘂𝙂𝙎𝑖𝑛. Okay, and diazinon. But this diazinon is a mainly precursor for the corticosteroids. Yeah, and yes, upon the hydrolysis of diazinon, we got the diosine. Yeah, so but 𝑃-𝘂𝙀𝑖𝑛 is not at all a 𝙂𝙧𝑖c moiety or glycosidic part of the 𝘈𝙬. 𝘈𝙬 family 𝘈𝙬aceae. Very important, very easy. Rheumatism root, very important. I remember the synonym rheumatism root and yam plant. Okay, diazine upon hydrolysis gives a diazine and rhamnose. Okay, rhamnose, diazine. So this is the next. Which of the following statement regarding the liquorase is true? Glycyrrhizin is a pentacyclic triterpenoidal sapone that is 10 times sweeter than sucrose, has shows strong hemolytic activity. Okay, and yes, the yellow color of liquorase is due to the glyceric acid and chalcone type pigment. And yes, glycyrrhizin 6 to 8% is the calcium potassium salt of glyceric acid yields glyceric acid upon hydrolysis. Licorice root contains about 20% of starch and 4% of guanidine oil and high tannin content in the cortex. Which of the following statement is true according to the regarding the licorice? Okay, yes. So the right answer will be option C because okay, the sweet principle is glyceric acid. Okay, the glyceric acid. Okay, and just that glyceric acid contains 6 to 8% of calcium and potassium salts. Okay, calcium and potassium salts. Yes. So you can see, so it contains a pentacyclic tridecanoate sapone called glycyrrhizin. Okay, pentacyclic. That's the reason statement is wrong. Okay, and contains potassium and calcium salts of glycyrrhizinic acid. Potassium and calcium of glycyrrhizinic acid. Here, and yes, it contains anti-gastric effects and useful in the peptic ulcers. And also is known as carbenzolone, used as an anti-ulcer drug. Commercially, it contains a drug called. Commercially, it is prepared as a carbenzolone used in the treatment of ulcer drug. Okay, yes. So that's the reason the statement C is correct. Next question, come on. The biological source of sarsaparilla is the dried roots of Smilax officinalis, Smilax ornata, Smilax china, Smilax glabra. What is the right answer? What's the right answer? Come on, you're almost there, dear students. Come on. Okay, tell me the answer. Okay, the right answer will be Smilax ornata. Smilax ornata. It is a sarsaparilla plant. Okay, it's known as Smilax medica, red date sarsaparilla, radix sarsaparilli, Jamaica sarsaparilla. Okay, but the source of this sarsaparilla is mainly from the Smilax ornata family, Liliaceae. Smilax ornata. Okay, S sarsaparilla, Smilax ornata. Okay, yes. So coming to the next question, 35th question, you're almost there. Only 15 questions are remaining. Come on. The sedative action of bitter almond oil is primarily attributed to the presence of which toxic substance? Don't remember the said. Okay. Bitter almond. It is bitter due to one component. One component. That is okay. That is okay. Undoubtedly C. Option C. Sorry. Option B. Hydrocyanic acid. Okay. Hydrocyanic acid. Hydrocyanic acid, as well as it contains amygdalin, also one of the chief concept of this one. Amygdalin is also present in that, but they are asking the sedative action. Sedative action is due to hydrocyanic acid. Sedative action is due to the hydrocyanic acid. Okay? Yes. So you can see the bitter almond. Okay. So it is known as amygdala amyra, badam. Okay. And yes, it is obtained from the Prunus amygdalis. So from the amygdalis only we got the amygdalin. Okay. And Prunus communis. Prunus communis is for the sweet almond that we used to eat. Okay, sweet almond. Okay, Prunus amygdalis and Prunus communis. Family, Rosaceae family. Okay, yes. Yes, as you can see, the it contains amygdalin. That's what is amygdalin. 1 to 3% is the main chief component. But the sedative action is due to the hydrocyanic acid. The sedative action is due to the hydrocyanic acid. Yeah, the hydrocyanic acid. Obviously, the chief component is amygdalin. Amygdalin is the chief constituent. But in that, when you hydrolyze, okay, when you hydrolyze, it gives you hydrocyanic acid, and this causes a sedative action. Yeah, and also a demulcent skin lotion. That's it. In the sodium picnic test, the yellow color Yellow sodium picrate turns into brick red color due to the formation of, yes, in sodium picrate test, the yellow sodium picrate paper turns into brick red color due to sodium cyanide, sodium isoprenate, isopulpirate, hydroxypicramic acid, and sodium picrocyanate. What's the right answer? What is the right answer? Undoubtedly, the right answer will be sodium isopurpurate. Sodium isopurpurate. Okay, so that's the right answer. So that's the reason it is converted into turn to big red color. Okay, so cyanogenic glycosides. Clear? In this, most important identification test for cyanogenic glycosides is, okay, sodium picrate test. Usually it is yellow in color, but when we add a hydrocyanic acid, this hydrocyanic acid liberates into cyanogenic glycoside, thereby it gives you sodium purpurate color into brick red color. Clear? Yes, because already we have discussed. So in the cyanogenic glycosides, bitter almond, amygdalin, it gives you the hydrocyanic acid. From the amygdala, hydrocyanic acid. Yes, because of hydrocyanic acid only, this sodium picrate test is converted into, the yellow color is converted into brick red color. Clear? Yes. Already we have discussed amygdala is one of the important component of bitter almond. So that's the right answer. Come on. 37th question. We're almost there. 13 questions only there. Come on. So, which of the following statements about isothiazide glycoside is true? They contain nitrogen but not sulfur in the glycine part. They are also known as glucosilates. Okay. And they mainly found in the family of furanacid. They contain only one carbohydrate moiety without nitrogen or sulfur, which is true. Which is true? Which statement is true? Come on, tell me. Which statement is true, dear students? Let me know. Yes. Okay. So the statement is they are known as glucosinolates. Okay. They contain nitrogen but no sulfur in the glycine part. Yes. Isothiazide means. Okay. Thiazide means it's a sulfur, right? Clear? Isothiazide. But they are saying that in statement they contain nitrogen but not sulfur. Okay. So that's the wrong statement, and yes, these two are wrong statement. But only thing is, they're known as glucosinolates. They're known as glucosinolate. They're known as glucosinolate compound. They're known as glucosinolate compounds. Clear? So they are also known as thioglycosides or sulfurated compounds. Yes, thione means it's a sulfur. So that how can you say it doesn't contain sulfur? That's the reason that statement is wrong. And they're known as glucosinolate compounds. Okay. And yes, and glycol part contain isotones having sulfur along with nitrogen. They do contain both. But okay, as the name itself, it is saying that thio means sulfur. How can you say it is doesn't have any sulfur? Okay, yes, belong to family cruciferaceae. Okay, most of the isothianic glycosides are a characteristic feature for cruciferaceae family. Okay, yes. Next question. Which of the following is a specific platelet activating factor antagonist found in ginkgo? Okay, ginkgo biloba has a PF factor or PF use. But whereas which of the following activants of ginkgo shows the PF factor? Camphorol, rutin, ginkolite B, and catechin. What's the right answer? What is the right answer? Okay, the right answer will be undoubtedly ginkolite B. Yes, ginkolite is obviously the chemical ones of ginkolites. Okay, ginkgo biloba. Okay, ginkaceae family, ginkolite. Okay, rutin is from the rutagraveolens and catechin from the catechu, black catechu. So yes, ginkgo biloba known as made in H3 or Q3. Okay, and the biological source is obtained from the ginkgo biloba family, ginkaceae family. Okay, it contains a diterpene lactone ginkolites A, B, C, and J. But whereas this PF factor, platelet activating factor inhibitory enzyme, is due to the ginkolite B. Yeah, and is used in the asthma treatment. Okay, ginkolite B. Come on, yes. Now, the match group 1 with the group 2 and identify the current combination here. Okay, genticin, okay, and genticin and genistein, epicinin and quercetin. So group 3. So based on which chemical group they are? Flavonol, flavone, xanthone, and isoflavone. So what is the right answer here? You need to comment here. You need to comment down. Okay. Yes. So the right answer will be option C. 1. Genticin is xanthone. 2. Okay, it is isoflavone. Genistein is an isoflavone. And 3. Q, it is for flavone. Epicinin is a flavone, and quercetin it is a flavonol. Quercetin is a flavone. So these are the classification of flavonoids. These are the classification of flavonoids and their examples: flavone, Okay, epicendin is a flavone. Okay, flavonol, camphorol or quercetin. Okay, and also we have seen genistein is isoflavone. Okay, and also the last option catechin is a flavonol. Flavonol. Clear? Yes. So these are the classification of flavonoids. We have entered into flavonoids. Yes. So these are the structures of flavonoids as well. Next, the synonym Our Lady's Thistle is used to Our Lady's Thistle. Our Lady's Thistle is used to which of the following? Silybum marianum, Taraxum officinale, Artemisia absinthium, okay, absinthium, and Cyanara solicumals. Okay, scolamus. Cyanara scolamus. So that's the right answer. What's the right answer? The 40th question. Okay, the right answer will be Silymarium. Okay, Silybum marianum. Silybum marianum. So Silymarium plant, Silymarium. Okay, it's known as milk thistle or Our Lady's Thistle is our main synonym. Yes, for such type of specific and special synonyms, you should definitely remember. Okay, they are most expected. So Silymarium are the dried ripened seeds of the milk thistle plant, Silybum marianum, family Astraceae or composite. The active consonant is Silymarium. Okay, Silymarium. It is mainly used in the hepatoprotective property or liver disease. Okay, so milk thistle or Our Lady's Thistle. Come on, next question. We're almost there. Come on. You are so great. Come on, do not give up. Okay. Column 1. Okay, match the following under the chemical compounds under column with 1 with their respective chemical test. So compounds under chemical test. Simple. Flavonoids are identified by using which test? Distillers not found by which test? Caffeine. If you identify two simple tests, then it will be very easy. Try to find out the options that you know. Caffeine, we know already. Uric test is very, very important. Okay. Semnosides is mainly for the bond resistance, but flavonoids, Shino test. Now tell me the right answer. Okay, the right answer will be undoubtedly option A, flavonoids. Okay, flavonoids is for Shino test. Okay, distoxin is with the 𝘂𝙀𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬 test, and caffeine is with the uric test, and various semnosides is for the bond resistance. So these are the important tests for flavonoids. Okay, and cardiac glycosides, and also purine glycosides and anthraquinone glycosides. Flavonoids are identified by cyanolysis, and cardiac glycosides such as digoxins can be identified by the 𝘂𝙀𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬 test. Okay, and yes, caffeine, this is mainly for Murex test, gives you the purple color. Semnosides mainly for the bond trackers test. Okay, yes, already we have seen. Okay, but whereas in the okay, clear. So these are the important tests. Now, next question. Chief constant present in 𝘂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬. Okay, 𝘂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙎. Xanthotoxin, 𝘾𝙧ide, xanthine, and xanthemum. What's the right answer? Chief constant present in 𝘂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬. Chief constant present in 𝘂𝙂𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬. Okay. Yes. The right answer will be okay. Xanthotoxin. Xanthotoxin is a chief constant present in the 𝘂𝙂. This is 𝘂𝙂 plant. Okay. It is not. It is obtained from the fruits. Obtained from the fruits of 𝘂𝙂𝙎𝙎 family, Umbelliferae. Okay, Umbelliferae. It contains an active constant called xanthotoxin. Xanthotoxin is a active constant. Okay, and yes, it is commercially it is distributed as a methoxylin. Okay, methoxylin. Clear? And yes, so it is mainly to increase melanin pigmentation in the skin when to expose to the UV light. It is a one release. Clear? Yes. Next question, come on, almost there. The species Vanilla Tahitensis produces. The species Vanilla Tahitensis produces Mexican vanilla, Tahiti vanilla, Bourbon vanilla, and Indian vanilla. So what is the right answer here? We're almost there, dear students. Come on. Yes, the right answer will be undoubtedly Tahiti vanilla. Tahiti. Okay, Tahitensis, Tahiti vanilla. Okay, yeah, that's how. The answer will just in between the answer will lies in between the lines. Okay, now it is aldehyde glycoside. Okay, vanilla is obtained from the unripe fruits of vanilla pods of vanilla planifolia, vanilla tahitensins, and GW-Mori. Okay, Tahiti vanilla Orchidaceae family, and yes, 2% is vanilla is responsible for the pleasant flavor. Okay, this one is mainly we are using in the most of the confectionaries. Okay, and also in the perfumery industries as well. Okay, yes. Next question. Anantapur is also known by which English name? Indian sarsaparilla, Indian ginseng, Indian licorice, and Indian gentian. So what's the right answer? Ashwagandha is known as Indian ginseng. We know already. Okay. Yes, the right answer will be, okay, Anantapur is known as Indian sarsaparilla. Indian sarsaparilla. It's known as Indian sarsaparilla. Okay. So yes, Anantapur is known as Anantapur, Indian sarsaparilla or Sariba. Okay. It is mainly obtained from the, okay, Hemicrasmus indicus belong to the family Asclepidaceae. Asclepidaceae. Okay. And yes, it is also contain a vanillin. Okay. It's also other species. And from the Anantapur also we are going to get the vanillin. Okay. But it is isovanillin. Very good. Next, come on. Okay, chiratin and amarodensin is an example of which of the following examples? Which of the following classification? Beta glycoside, cyanogenetic glycoside, isothiazolic glycoside, and flavonoid glycoside. What is the right answer? Come on, dear students. Okay, so D, flavonoid glycoside. D, flavonoid glycoside, or which one? Undoubtedly, it contain. They are both belong to beta glycoside. Yeah, but whereas chiratin and amarodensin are beta glycosides. You can see the classification I told you before. Okay, chiratin and amarodensin are the major bitter principles present in the Schwarzschild chirata. Okay, chirata. So this is a plant chirata or chirata, East Indian balmoni. It is known as East Indian balmoni. Okay, and yes, it is an entire help of chirata, Schwarzschild chirata family, Gentianaceae family. And yes, that bitter yellow acid is olefic acid. Okay, olefic acid, but whereas it contains two bitter glycosides, chiratin and amarodensin, and also it contains alcohols such as gentianine and 𝘖𝙀𝙎𝑘𝙬. So that's it about chirata. And yes, come on, dear students, only 4 questions remaining. After that, bitter yellow acid present in chirata just now around up here. Okay, so which one is that? Oxalic acid, spheroside, amarodensin, and chiratin. And definitely option A is right. Oxalic acid is the right answer. Oxalic acid is the right answer. Okay, already you have seen. Okay, oxalic acid is a bitter yellow acid present in the chirata. Okay, it is an Indian balmoni, East Indian balmoni. Next, bitter wood is obtained from the dried wood of the stem of which plant? Bitter wood is obtained from the dried wood of the stem of which plant? Smilax ornata, Ficus excelsa, and Picrophyllum currova and Ascanthus excelsa. So what is the right answer here? Okay, come on. The right answer will be undoubtedly, okay, it is obtained from the Ficus excelsa, bitter wood. Okay, quassia wood or Jamaica wood. It is obtained from the Ficus excelsa, Cimberbiaceae family. Okay, and yes, this contains, okay, quasin, isoquasin, okay, chemical constants. It contains quasin and hemiacetyl neoquasin. A yellow crystal substance present in it, the drug shows a blue fluorescence in the esterified alcohol. That's the characteristic feature of quassia. That's the characteristic feature of quassia. Okay? Yes. Next. So, coordinate question the following is a major bitter delta-terpene lactone present in the calamine. Okay? Calamine. Androgapin, calamine, androgapolide, neoandrogapol. What is the right answer? Calamine plant. Okay, so they're asking about major bitter diterpene lactone. The right answer will be androgapolide. Okay, Androgapis paniculata is the source name. So it is a calamine plant. Okay, so Androgapis kirayat or buinim. So it is obtained from the leaves and tender shoots of the plant Androgapis paniculata family, Acanthaceae. And yes, the bitter principles are androgapolide. Androgapolide is a bitter principle, and it is a hepatoprotective drug due to its property. So this bitter principle is important for the hepatoprotective property. Okay. So now moving to the 49th question, dear students. Come on, last over there. You are great. You are good. Okay. Come on. Match the following phytochemicals with their source and use. Okay. Cethaverin, resveratrol, glucosinolates, and rutin. So yes, tell me the source and their use. Cethaverin. What is the use of cethaverin? Okay. Part and their uses. Come on. So tell me the right answer. Cethaverin, resveratrol, glucosinolates, and rutin. Their uses and their sources they are asking. Okay. Rutin. From this one option you can simply find out the right answer. Okay. Rutin. Ruta gravans is mostly obtained from the citrus fruits. Right. Yes. The right answer will be. Okay. 4P. Yeah. Citrus fruits. Okay. 1. Cethaverin is mainly for. Okay. Obtained from the asparagus and galactogop. Okay. And whereas resveratrol is mainly obtained from the purple grape and anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties. 3. Glucosinolates mainly obtained from the broccoli, cabbage, and against the bladder cancer, and rutin is mainly from P, buckwheat and citrus fruits and central the capillary walls. Okay, and yes, So these are the main sources. Okay, Cethavirin is mainly to enhance the milk production. That's the reason known as galactose. Okay, galactose. Resveratrol is a mainly anti-inflammatory and cardioprotective and anti-cancer activities. Glucosinolates such as broccoli, cabbage protects bladder cancer, cancer. Okay, and yes, whereas rutin is mainly obtained from the buckwheat and citrus fruits and strengthens the capillary wall. So such type of questions are also most anticipated. And now the last question. Now the last question is, which of the following is not a synonym of Quilla bark or soap bark? Panama bark, Murillo bark, or Kulari bark or Jamaica bark? Okay, Jamaica bark. Okay, yes, I think Jamaica bark is a synonym for which one? It is synonym for the quassia bark. So Jamaica bark is a synonym for the quassia bark. Clear? That is Sacker bark or Jamaica bark. But it is not a synonym for the Quilla bark. Okay, fine. So soap bark, Panama bark, Quillary bark, China bark or Murillo bark. This is synonym for the Quilla bark. It is obtained from the Quilla saponaria. It contains saponins. That's the reason it is known as soap bark. Okay, soap bark. Clear? Soap bark. A Rosaceae family. It contains a rhytidome, a special feature. A rhytidome of Quilla represents the corpse cells, which means a rhytidome is the outer layer of the bark on trees made up of dead cells and corpse. Okay, very very important. A special feature of Quilla bark, that is rhytidome. Okay, clear. And yes, paragamete tissues containing numerous groups of bast fibers and large prismatic crystals of calcium oxide and contains medullary rings. Yeah. And yes, so this is for today's weekly test on glycosides. And yes, for more such videos and for more tests and series, do subscribe and share this to your friends who is preparing for the pharma competitive examination, and tell them to this is the best platform to get the knowledge. Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Jai Hind.